In today's digital age, a strong digital infrastructure is the basic component for companies to remain competitive. This includes reliable internet connectivity, secure data storage, and efficient communication systems. By enhancing their digital infrastructure, businesses can improve their operations, increase productivity, and better meet the needs of their customers. Investing in technological advances and staying abreast of emerging trends is critical to improving the competitiveness of businesses. For this section, we welcome questions from the audience and encourage interaction. At any time, if you have a question, you don't have to wait until the Q&A segments to ask them. Whether you are joining on-site or participating virtually, please feel free to sign into Zoom and type your questions into the Q&A pod. When you registered to attend the forum, you'd have received the Zoom link for the section on email. Please just retrieve the link from there. Thank you. And now we are honored to have the moderator for this section, Legislative Council member, the Honorable Duncan Chiu. The Honorable Duncan Chiu is the member of Panel of Commerce, Industry, Innovation and Technology in the Legislative Council. He is also the President of Hong Kong Information Technology Joint Council, HKITJC, and convener of Innovate for Future. Let us welcome the Honorable Duncan Chiu. And then may I invite our panelists. We have Mr. Charles Lee, the founder and CEO of One Asia Network Limited, a leading IT services and solution provider in Asia, providing cloud-based solutions as well as data center services. He has over 30 years of experience in the sector and is dedicated to contributing to the development and provision of IT, data center services, and also infrastructure solutions for businesses. Welcome, Charles. And then may I invite Mr. Leo Liu, General Manager of Alibaba Cloud Intelligence in Hong Kong, the Macau region, and the Philippines. He is responsible for leading the team to build up the cloud computing, AI, and network infrastructure, which provides global customers from different industries comprehensive solutions in cloud services. Welcome, Leo. Next, let us welcome Mr. Steve Ng, Managing Director of Commercial Group of HKT, oversees the B2B operations serving enterprises in Hong Kong, Macau, and mainland China, promotes the integrated ICT and digital solutions usage among enterprises and SMEs and smart city development in Hong Kong. Welcome, Steve. Last but not least, may I invite Ms. Elsa Wong, Managing Director of NEC Hong Kong Limited, a leading Japanese-based technology company providing one-stop solutions services for various industries in Hong Kong, Macau, and the Greater Bay Area. Welcome, Elsa. Would all our panelists please take your seats? Thank you. And let me pass the floor to the Honorable Duncan, please.
Hello. Wait. Thank you, MC. And welcome, Charles, Leo, Steve, and Elsa joining the panel. Our discussion today, and welcome guests here physically joining us in the afternoon session, and also online viewers. Happy to host this event today at Hong Kong IRC's APAC DNS panel. And our discussion today will be more on digital infrastructure. As you all know, we have 4 experts here in the region, and digital infrastructure now, it actually changes from day to day with the advancement of technology. Basically, previously we might, for digital infrastructure, it could only be the connectivity in broadband and wireless connections. But now today, you know, we have cybersecurity, data center, network, and also, of course, with the advancement of AI, maybe supercomputing power as well. So how do business stay competitive in building the digital infrastructure? And, you know, of course, SMEs may not have the resources as huge conglomerates in managing or investments in digital infrastructures. How do SME build up their competitiveness with digital infrastructures? These are questions that I want to go through with our panel speakers today. So I think I will skip the introduction since the MC have already introduced our 4 speakers today, who are actually all experts in the region in digital infrastructure. So let's go straight to the discussions point with the digital infrastructures becoming more and more important today, and for corporates to actually build up the digital infrastructure readiness. So I would want the speakers to give us some, share some ideas on their measurement of Hong Kong's digital infrastructure readiness, and what do you think about Hong Kong's corporate and also SMEs digital infrastructure readiness? Maybe Charles first.
Yeah, thank you, Duncan. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Charles. In fact, first of all, we all understand that Hong Kong digital infrastructure is the one of the best of the world. So we have the report. We are the #2 in Asia, and then #4 in the global. So it means that our digital infra, including the data center, connectivities, cloud service, is a world class and already. So talking about the end user and the enterprise, from our experience working with our users, we can see the bigger enterprise are ready to do that. But from our observations, the SME are lagging behind, mainly because of they are lacking of resources. What I'm saying, the resources in terms of time, money, and know-how. What is the time? The time itself is the management's lack of the time in understand their need and the digital tools. These they don't have enough time to do the investigations and understand it, to use it. And second is talking about the money. I think everyone knows the money is the one of hurdles. So the CapEx and OpEx are considerable. These are one of the hurdles as well. And the third one, I can see the resources lack of know-how. So not the data center, the digital infra, in fact, is need multiple IT professionals of a various skill set. So it's very costly to hire these professionals in one organization. And another pain point is, I think, sitting here, quite a lot of business owner or CEO, then I think the same, they have a headache to manage of these IT professionals. So it's a major missing points I can observe. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. Time, money, know-how. We'll go back to this later. So Leo, as the Ali Cloud Intelligence rep in Hong Kong, you have offices all over Asia. So what's your observation of Hong Kong?
Yeah, thank you, Duncan. So as the Charles just mentioned, as we know in Hong Kong, I think the digital infra is quite good now. And I also see the trends, right? There are loads of different kinds of customers for us or for our industry. They already adopt the cloud or the digitizations and in the trade. And also you just mentioned like for the SME. So I think, let me use another point of view. So I think SME companies, they need to more focus, right? Because they don't have a lot of money. They don't know, even, I mean, money is part of it. Another important treasure for them is the timing, right? They go to market. I think in this era, I think go-to-market is also very important. So, and they need to focus on their business models or products. And I think the cloud services or the digitization infrastructures can help them to illustrate the go-to-market timing and to use these kind of things. And the problem, I think, for them is how to, first one is how to use and the the knowledge is how to use them, because most of the cloud service providers, they provide the components, right? So you need your engineers or your employees have the technologies and the know-how, how to use these components to help you to build your own things. And the second thing we can see, there are also a part of the cloud services is not only to provide, we call it the components IaaS levels, but also provide the SaaS models as well. So SaaS models is still on the way to be mature. So we need to see whether this kind of SaaS models is suitable for this kind of SME. I think we cannot do everything customized to this SME because of the price perspective and issues. So how to customize the SaaS models will be another topic, I think, for the SME. So if the two things can be solved, I think in Hong Kong, the SME will be happy, right? They have a very strong, I mean, the infrastructure already to provide them the things, right? Thank you.
Thank you. So let's go to Steve. Steve as the HKT, the largest mobile operator in Hong Kong, and providing B2B solutions to services in Hong Kong. So what's your observation?
Okay, our observation is that in Hong Kong, the digital infrastructure, if we talk about telecom infrastructure, is pretty good. Now, say for example, we have over 98% of fiber actually connecting to a different business, and even for consumer customers. And recently, we actually landed a cable in Lamar Island. What does that mean? Because I want to share, one thing. Because when I talk to some owner of the Lamar Island resident, they say that if I want to rent an apartment to a foreigner, because lots of foreigner wants to live in Lamar Island, if they don't have good broadband infrastructure, they consider not to be there. Now, I guess one of the reasons is that because of COVID, people basically very adept to home office. If they do not have a good infrastructure to do Zoom meetings, virtual meetings, they have problem selecting an apartment in Lamar Island, even though the place is very beautiful. Now, digital infrastructure is so important. Okay. Now, in terms of Hong Kong, I think fiber all wire up, commercial building, residential building here in Hong Kong. Basically, I believe most of us know that. Now, say for example, mobile infrastructure. We have 5G infrastructure back to 2019, 4 years ago. I can tell you, at that time, only a couple of countries actually launched 5G service, including mainland China is ahead of us. Korea ahead of us. Only one or two European countries, they have some cities ahead of us. But we are running at the forefront at that time, having 5G infrastructure. Now that infrastructure actually helps a lot because we have a mobile phone and we need to look at mobile phone. If you have some statistic knowing that there are some statistics showing us we actually look at the phone 150 times a day. Now we have pretty good infrastructure here in Hong Kong, but definitely having good connectivity infrastructure is not sufficient for transformation for SME. We still need to have applications. We still need to have devices. So that's why I think cloud is so important because cloud actually, take all this IT system. I would say that it's democratized IT application. So that's why many SME can have a very affordable price to enjoy IT services. But obviously, even though they have that kind of, IT application available in the market, I think we still need to do a lot in terms of the whole community to educate SME because not every of them, they know how they need to transform, which cloud service they should use, which one they should invest on it, because we know that for SME, every penny counts. So that's why they need to have very cautious decision as to how they're actually going to spend on every area, including IT. So that's why, as a community, we need to do a lot on that.
Thank you, Steve. And with Elsa, you've been with NEC for a long time, a Japanese conglomerate in Hong Kong, providing various tech services to big companies, small companies, whatsoever, right? So what's your view?
Okay, my observation is that most of the organization, they lack of the IT strategy, really, in doing the digital transformation using the available digital infrastructure. So taking an example, one of the use case, the company is selling the baby product. They are distributor, okay? And before the pandemic, their main customer is Hong Kong and mainland China. But with the government support, so many funding support, and also the available IT service provider nowadays, and they push their business to online platform using the available digital collaborating tool and also the call center platform. And in the first 6 months, the actually sales increased significantly because the customer expand to overseas, apart from Hong Kong and mainland China. But then 3 months, their sales drop, okay? Because the number of order they receive and the back-end office cannot cater. So that means considering the organization existing resources and also the tenant cannot handle the surge of the number of orders. So that's why it's affect their business. And even though they have done the digital transformation, which is mainly focused on the online platform doing sales and marketing, but it doesn't really provide them to increase the business operation and also increase the business because it's actually negative impact. It's all because they start doing this thing without a IT strategy, okay, and without considering the IT asset that they have. They may have some of them, they may not have adequate IT assets, but some of them, they have quite a lot of IT assets, but under leverage. So that's why most of the enterprise value cannot be realized. So that's what we can see. And so I think the IT strategy for some of the organizations is very crucial. And actually it's a help to maintain the business operation, scale the business, and the most important thing is to maintain the market competitiveness. And so my suggestion is, although there's no definition of the IT strategy, but at least we should adopt to allow us ensure the information structure and infrastructure that allow the data information flow between within the entire company. That means across different departments, and also the investment that you spend on the IT infrastructure, must not be repeated. I mean, should not do the repeated IT project. So make sure the return on your investment on the infrastructure. And yeah, I think that's all my sharing.
Thank you, Elsa. So, I mean, basically, we all agree that digital infrastructure is important, and for a company to stay competitive, they all have to invest in digital infrastructure. And, the scene that we see is not just in Hong Kong, globally, right? Major corporation, larger corporation, they have no problem adjusting to the, building up or spending more in digital infrastructure. But SME, everywhere you go, Hong Kong, over 90% is SME. So we want to invigorate the SME's competitiveness and also let them stay in the game and be productive. So how do we help SME? I think you all have named some problem SME face: time, money, know-how. Leo said maybe the SaaS model can help because it's asset-light and they can invest with fewer resources. And Steve said, people doesn't know which services helps, and then also the IT strategy from Elsa. So, I mean, to help SMEs stay competitive and providing easier access to digital infrastructure, maybe products, services with more tuned for SME use. These are one things that we're doing. Another thing is government support. you mentioned the thing about government support. Do you guys think the government support is there? Is it enough for the SMEs? Maybe we'd let Elsa go first.
I think Hong Kong is a very lucky place. I mean, the enterprise in Hong Kong is quite lucky. I think we have a quite sufficient funding support and also the market leader support as well for most of the SME. But in answering your question, I think they, again, go back to their business operation. They must know very well about their business operation, their strength, and also their core value. But how to utilize the IT solution to, to help them to scale their business, not even in Hong Kong but other country. I think mainly concentrating into four modules. I mean, four basic thinking. One is services. Okay, they must have a responsive and innovative IT service that can maintain their business operation and also organization goals, plus enhance the customer experience. Okay, and secondly is the security. Without a reliable and trusted IT system, cannot maintain the business operation. So the security, they need to really dive into it. Really, what we call is a defense in depth. Defense in depth is very important. And also the awareness, to make their employee aware of the security that they have it every day. And thirdly is about the manage. Everything needs management, right? So they must manage their investment. So smart investment in both high value and cost effective way to make sure they invest in the IT system, IT infrastructure which really fit their organization goal. Okay, so what exactly means the IT strategy must align with their business operation and also have to take into account on the resources and budget and as well as the regulatory and compliance requirements. And fourth is the agility, a agile and also connected and high performance workforce with the mobile tools, is nowadays what we need. So because now we are getting less of resources and the people mobility is increasing. So that's why the agile and connected high performance workforce is what we're looking for. So we have the major three vendors here that can provide us this high performance workforce for us to scale our business. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Elsa. Anyone want to share on the topic about government supports? And
I would like to share that in fact for the government, I can observe this few years, government had proactively provide the funding for the SME to do their digital transformation. I think it's also a streamline of the process as well. I think 5 years ago we talking about the application of the fund. Then we have to employ the consultant, and then consultant have the different quotations for comparison. Seems that the process is quite prolonged and not painful, but still waiting. But nowadays we just make more different levels of funding. Then I think just tell us you have 5 billion, 500 millions small fund for the SME, and then easier for apply. I think it's very good for the SME. And second thing is the low. I'm talking the know-how. I think the know-how. I'm not only talking about the IT professionals. I think for SME, the know-how to understand the digital tools for the management is very important. I can also see the government, they are supporting organization like HKPC, Science Park, and Cyberport, and also NGO, Hong Kong Computer Societies. They have a lot of free seminars to give discounts of training seminar to them. So I think sometimes government and some industrial leaders already give them helping hands. I think in return, I think I really hope that SME management take the initiative. You maybe invest certain times of understanding the digital transformations. I think will have a tenfold of benefits to your business. So I think it's the missions and the visions have to build out. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. I think during COVID time, we all know that the several programs were being introduced. There was DBIS and helping SME to provide some funding grant from government to purchase IT services. And then we have the tech voucher program, and now we have these new 500 million initiatives. So what about Steve and Leo? What do you think about these programs?
I guess, first of all, I think it's important for the government to support SME for their digital transformation. Because, as I mentioned before, I don't believe the maturity of Hong Kong SME is to that high level that they're willing to spend. So that's why I think it's maybe government's some push, some encouragement to use some digital solution for SME. I think it would be good, it would be helpful. Now, but in order for that to be successful, it's not just government giving, very simple process to do approval, which is important. I think in the past there are some hiccups because we've been supporting SME for years, for many, many years. Every time we have a government program, we try to put together something for SME, and sometimes because of the process in approval, that actually creates some painful experience to SME. So make it simple is important. But having said that, all the tax players going to, segregate some of their money to SME, but I think SME also important for them to understand what problem do they want to solve by having that funding. Now, say for example, have a bunch of funding is not going to help you everything. Now that we have to do some education, communications to SME, because it's not going to be one solution solving all your operation problem, all your business problem. And sometimes I think that gap actually create that kind of, unsatisfactory experience to SME. So that's why, as a service provider, as the government, as facilitating body, we all have to communicate exactly what that solution can help. And for every SME, they have to understand what problem they want to solve. Then I think it will be useful. And I believe digital transformation is a must to large corporation and to SME. We can't go back 4 years ago. Every retailer, they have to have e-commerce. Every F&B, they have to think about whether they have takeaway business. Because this is part of the BAU, what we call business as usual operation. So that's why we need to have digital tools, digital application, digital solution to help them to navigate through all this new era of doing business.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I totally agree with the just previous comment. So I add some my point of view. So one is, I think besides the funding and the coupon supporting, I think another government can provide is the market opportunities, I think, right? So we see SME, so I think they have products, they have ideas, so very important thing is who will use it. So if we can, I think Cyberport and Science Park already have this kind of places or environment, right, to connect the ways, not only in Hong Kong, but also in mainland China, in Asian countries, in all over the world. I think this is the advantage of the Hong Kong SME, right? So we understand the China market, we understand the international, the market, so will be the very advantages. But the shortage for them is they have a limited resources, right? They need the place to can see more, right? I think this is the government can create more events or seminars or matching point to point, the matching conference and to help the SME. I think this is very, very important for SME so far. I mean, besides the coupons. And secondly, I think in other way, I think the government can attract more the world-class, the top excellent companies also to landing in Hong Kong. I think this will be also another best practice for the SMEs, and maybe they also have the business chemistries, I think, with the best companies in the world, and then we can 1 + 1, I think, will be the larger than 2. So this is the chemistry is also important for SME locally.
Thank you, Leo. I think you are all very experienced in helping SMEs in providing digital transformation. I think we all agree this is important, and SME, we need to help them. And I think government, I was just, while you were saying, I was thinking over the last 5 years, I mean, with my work involved a lot the SMEs and, with DBs and then TVP. Also, I received many complaints like Charles mentioned, that previously, the category that being allowed, and then, the time for the applications. I think, the good thing is you can see the programs being enhanced, and, there's improvement made. And I think the time of processing has actually been shortened. And if you now look at the TVP program in Hong Kong, the percentage that we give, the grant, is more than Singapore. Singapore has a similar program, but it's now only dollar to dollar. But we are providing 3 out of 4 every dollar from the government side. So it's been improved, and some people also before saying that some of the SaaS model were not being included and the quotation system, so that we now have this new program which will include SaaS model, so which is also helping SME. So yes, there's a lot we've been doing with helping SME, bridging the gap in digital transformation and staying competitive. And in terms of, we have quite a lot of discussion SME. So in terms of facing, general business, when you see your clients and all the business entity that you meet, they know the digital infrastructure is important. And but any tips from your side for these companies to consider the enhancement for the digital infrastructure or digital transformation from your corporate side? And anyone?
Okay. Let me take it first. Okay. For the digital infrastructure, I totally agree with Lisa that it's very important for the company operations and business. So I will highly recommend to outsource to the service providers that both have private cloud and data centers. That I think is the best cost-effective solutions to the enterprise. What is the beauties of these outsourcings to the enterprise? First of all, of course, I can save CapEx. Then, because the private cloud service providers can enable the saving investment in the hardwares, and the data center service providers also do the same, can help to the enterprise save a lot of investments in the setting up a secure and safe environment for their IT equipments. And in return, private cloud service providers also have a full teams of IT professionals can help the enterprise to take care of the operations. So, of course, I also recommend adopt the hybrid cloud solution as well, because private clouds can provide the safe data and the security, but the public cloud can have scalabilities and flexibilities for the ad hoc applications. So I will highly recommend we have a private cloud and also public cloud as well together. I don't forget you, Leo. Okay. So once we use these strategies, the beauties, let the SME or even the enterprise can save their CapEx and OpEx to focus their digital tools, including the applications, and also their business. Then I think it's a better strategies for them. These are my tips for them.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, I totally agree with Charles. So, and especially for the hybrid cloud and the public cloud, another, I think, the tips for SME to enhance is the compliance, I think, right? So, as we know, so different industry definitely have the different legals and the compliance requirement. But I mean, not only in Hong Kong, but also if you want to develop the business worldwide, right? So if you to mainland China, to Europe, to even other countries. So most of the top class, I think the cloud services already have provided the compliance best practice for the companies to make sure you are not in error models, unless you will meet a lot of problems, especially in your unfamiliar countries, the problem is. And second thing, I think is the security, like we need to use the security tools to protect yourself. I think we call it the digitization, we call it the digital infra, so most important assets maybe is your data, right? So if your data is break and be stolen by the hackers, will be lost all your assets. So you need, I guess, most of the SMEs have no capabilities to build their own security tools, right? They have to use the best or the suitable, I think, the tools in the MSP or in the cloud services as well to provide. I think these two things are important for them.
Thank you. Steve?
I guess SME should be focusing on their business. I think Elsa mentioned about that. And there are, in terms of digital transformation, in terms of IT, there are lots of service providers can help them. I just give an example. Every now and then, I think every one of us use Wi-Fi at home, right? Every now and then we have customers saying that, I have a problem with my broadband line, but we see that the Wi-Fi is actually a problem, okay? And my lesson, one I want to talk about here is about some IT things, maybe in the past thinking is too simple, very simple. I can have my, just go to, go down and then I buy a Wi-Fi router and then I do it. But let's think about it. This is IT. Let those professional IT folks help you. Say, for example, I need an application. Let the IT folks doing, SaaS service from cloud help you. Because this is professional. I guess SME have to understand IT is a professional industry, and we have a lot of choices. We do not say you only have one choice. You have lots of choices. I'm not saying that you have to come to HKT, but there are IT professionals that can help you. So SME, you can focus to do your transformation, to do your business. I think that's important. Not saying that Wi-Fi is very simple, because without a good Wi-Fi, it's going to hurt your daily operation. And we see that, let us do that Wi-Fi for you. I think that's important. It's the kind of mindset. Do not undermine the value of IT.
Yes, very much agree. Not only Wi-Fi, nowadays the cybersecurity is getting into the place. So most of the organization, even the bigger organization, we are also facing problem. So we better give the professional to do the professional job. So my suggestion to most of the SME is really select the best provider, to do the job. So, but I think most of the SME, the interest is their business. And particularly is the data, their own data, right? How many sales they have, what is the customer experience, and their inventory, and all those are related to data. So I think what you have to do is focus on the data-driven process, internal process standardization. And so in this regard, to answer the question, advanced digital infrastructure, I would say is data strategy, data management, and also the data with responsibility by design. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elsa. So it makes sense for, not SME, it shouldn't be worthwhile for them to build their own product with a share basis from professionals and SaaS model. It actually provide better protection at a better price, right? So I guess that makes sense. And but we all go into a big topic, the cybersecurity and data. But I guess we will leave that for the next panel because we have other experts in the cybersecurity, which is a big issue we should discuss. But then I also see we have some questions shooting in, and I want to go to the questions from the audience. It's directed to Elsa, but I think all of you are expert in this, and you can jump in. So it's asking Elsa, what are the advanced digital infrastructure required for future application because of the AI and robotic advancement? I think.
Okay, okay. AI and robotic is just a tool, so okay. But I think the future need really is edge computing. You know, because now we are using quite a lot of CPU, GPU, you know, for our AI, and also VR, AR, that kind of thing. When we talk about digital twin, we use a lot of resources. So we are thinking to shift the data processing to edge computing, you know, to minimize the bandwidth. Not to reduce the business, but anyways, to better use of utilization of the capacity. So the edge computing, and now we're talking about the quantum computing mainly on the data processing. It's huge data processing because we're talking about cybersecurity, we are talking about AML, anti-money laundering. It's a lot of data set, but not for all SME, it's for the major corporations to deal with. But again, for SME, you don't need to consider so much about the advanced infrastructure because all have been handled by the service provider. But if you're talking about, if you ask me the technology, yes, we are looking into quantum computing big time, and also edge computing. We are also looking into FPGA, the chipset, different chipset, and also vector programming. Not only nowadays the program we use, because too many data we have to process in a millisecond. So a new type of technology that we are doing quite a lot of research and is actually experiencing. So will be different type of world. And because now we are talking web free as well, not internet too. So there is a lot of change in infrastructure. But again, I think this is for the big corporation to consider. When this is ready, you just have to utilize it and find the best provider you can do. Yes.
See that, Charles, you want to jump in?
Yes, I think I agree with Lisa that edge computing is because of the IoT. Maybe later on, if a driverless car, or even though the remote operations. So I also add on is quantum computing is we are aim at, but nowadays I think within these 3 years, I think we have to build a supercomputing data center for the AI, machine learning, these kinds of applications. So I will take these tips from Lisa. We will look at the quantum one, but we will build the supercomputings for Hong Kong environments. I think will be more and more usage and applications need this service. And second thing is because these kinds of infrastructures is a very high density of powers. So it means that we are not only talking about how to use this computing power, we also look at that how we can use the green technology to cut down the power consumptions. Because we have balance, we're always talking about ESG nowadays. So when we put the edge computings in the different locations, we also have to think how to affect the other residential areas as well. So it's quite a controversial topic, how to best digital infra can be implemented in not only in Hong Kong, in everywhere.
Any more?
I guess generative AI. Basically, I think everyone look into that. I think it's going to be very disruptive, and to us as IT professional and also maybe as a business owner, you probably need to understand what's going to be the implications to your workforce, because it's going to change a lot. Of course, that model is not going to solve all problems. I will not say generative AI is going to solve all problems. And there are limitations about generative AI, but there are lots of goodies from this model. Something we cannot do in the past, we can do it. And also because of this, the need for computation resources is going to be very important. So that's why I would foresee there will be some AI going to be done on your mobile phone very, very soon. And then also on edge and also on cloud. And there will be complementary configuration that we can actually use all this, AI for training models and also for inference. So that's why I think to us, we don't know the potential, but it's going to be very big, it's going to be huge, but we have to observe that, and we need to run fast. Otherwise, if your competitor, imagine, they run faster than you, and they use generative AI model to make their product more efficient, then you're lagging behind, so what happened? You can imagine.
This actually leads to two questions I want to bring out here for Leo and for Charles. There are separate questions asking the AI in cloud computing and providing cloud services. What is AI changing, and what is the AI as a role in providing further future cloud services and also on data center?
Yeah, so actually I think the cloud service basically can provide the two things. One, I think the computing capability, right? So without the computing, even the cloud or all the supercomputers, I think in Hong Kong or worldwide, they need the basic fundamentals for the generative AI. And secondly, as we have a new, maybe I think the opportunities for the startups is that the modular as a service, right? So I think this is maybe another opportunities for our Hong Kong startups, because the modular as a service is strongly rely on the industry know-how. So we cannot do everything with one module, right? So we need to have the industry-based modular. So based on our supercomputer or cloud services to provide the computing capability, and then will be another very vertical industry modular for the AI. Maybe there are the new business models for our startups in Hong Kong. So I think this is a very interesting topic, so we can talk more maybe in the future, right?
Yes, thank you, Leo and Duncan. I think for the AI initiative, we already have set up the we call high computing cloud in Hong Kong. Then I can easily just pay as you go. For us to can use this service nowadays. So we are the vertical industry, just as Leo said, we have a gaming, we have some universities, some R&D biochemicals. Because of these kinds of high performance computing is become a real need for them to use, take care for their calculations models and the language models for ChatGPT's applications. So I can see that these kinds of HPC cloud will be developed faster and faster in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Thank you, Charles. With time's constraint, I have to come to the last questions. Well, a question for Steve, asking as one of the biggest telco in Hong Kong. What do you think about the pace of smart office development and digital connectivity in Hong Kong? Maybe, yeah.
I guess smart office development actually accelerated because of COVID. We see lots of enterprises actually change their office setting. Because, say for example, we have enterprise actually having 1/3 of their manpower actually can work at home. So that's why their real estate cost is going to be lower, because they need to rent a smaller office space. So that's why in their office, they actually changed to just having bench tables, and then they have Wi-Fi, they do not have wire, and then they have phone booth, and this is what I have an office like this as well. Because people, they are actually changing the way of engaging. What they need a conference room for is for Teams engagement, for team meetings. But most of the time they can just walk around and have an empty space and then in there and then do their work. And we see that happen a lot. So that's why I think in terms of real estate industry, I think there will be really impact to them. But in terms of agility of mobile workforce, I think all the mobile workforce, all enterprise, or even SME actually elevated because of COVID. And I see that maybe in the next 2-3 years, they will be stay there. Maybe later on, we never know. But obviously in the next 2-3 years, I think that's going to be the trend.
Thank you, Steve. Seems like COVID helps digital transformations penetrate into the market. With time's concerned, I have to wrap up the panel. Digital infrastructure is ever expanding, like our speaker shares. Oncoming, we have IoT, edge computing, AI, all these happening. So I guess we have to all keep up our attention on the development of this market. Can I ask the audience to join me to give a round of applause for our 4 speakers? Thank you, and that concludes my session. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the amazing discussion. Would all our panelists please step forward to take a group photo together? Thank you so much. Thank you to the Honorable Duncan Chiu for moderating this section for us. And thank you to all panelists.